Yo, what's shaking, fellas? It's your boy Nerf. I'm back with another beat. I actually made this about 20 minutes ago. Well, the beat took me about 20 minutes to make, but most of it was because of mixing. And when I always mix my beats, I just get lazy, so I kind of stir off. But let me see how long the project info is. Yeah, an hour and 24 minutes. So it's really not that long. Maybe it took me like an hour to mix. Like I said, I doze off. I do other stuff, because once I'm done with the beat, I'm done with the beat. It's just the mixing, just always it's a drag for me. But yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys listen to this beat. It's kind of like a MexikoDro, you know, plugs type of beat. But let you guys listen to it, and yeah. So let me know what you guys think. Alright, so that's pretty much the beat. Let me just skip to the end so you guys see how I finished. All I did was added a master right here. And yeah, so here's the way I finished it. Yeah, so that's pretty much the beat. Like I said, the other thing is just looped, chorus, verse again, and then that's just the ending. So let's get started. So the first sound I did, let's go to the pattern where I laid out where I had my beat. Alright, so the first sound I had was again using Doom, like I said, and I bought this sound back from Bass Gutter, Ambient Sounds, and his ARP was ARP Whistler. And with that, before I did that, I, the usual grand piano, added some chords again. And this is in the A minor scale. Excuse me. And yeah, so here it is. This is the way it sounds, dry, with nothing on it. So yeah, I pretty much just kept the preset the way it was and EQ'd a lot of the bass, so the 808 has room, and added some reverb and EQ'd the reverb that I didn't want. So that's the way it sounds. It's pretty much sounds the same, but makes a little subtle change. Next I added it wasn't the purity bell. No, let's go back to this. Next I added was the second Dune. I added this lead, same thing from his bass gutter. It was a synth called, what was it called? Just Sine. It's just a regular sine wave. And this is the way it sounds like with no effects. And let's go to the piano roll. And yeah, all I did was follow the scale right here. And this is the way it sounds by itself. So what I did was I EQ'd it so it 808 has room, and added some reverb, so this is the way it sounds like. It took out most of the low end. So that's the way that sounds. Next, I added a purity bell, and at first this was the original melody for the piano bell. And let's go to the piano roll. Boom. Just keeps fucking up with this. So yeah, so this was the original. I kind of didn't like the way it fit with the beat. I'll play it with the other two sounds. I wasn't feeling it, so I just said, let me try to add a growth speed on it, and I just half sped it, and I ended up getting this effect. So I like that, and altogether this is what it sounds like. Last but not least, I always wanted to add like a better sine wave, so I went to orchestral, regular flute, you know, my favorite basic preset, and I copied it's kind of the same melody as this one, but it's really not. So I did my own thing here, and this is the way the flute sounds like. Played out through the whole thing, and this is the way it sounds like all together. So after that, I was like, fuck it, I'm done with my sounds. Let me just add some drums. So for the first thing I added was a clap. Typical clap. Boom, like that. Next, I added the typical trap snare, and I added some reverb on everything. Pretty much I added reverb on every sound, and yeah, so this is the way it sounds like dry. And let me just play this dry without any effects. And the snare dry as well. Let me just play that. So with reverb, it just added space to it. So that's that. Next, I added these hi-hats, and I'm gonna play the hi-hats alone. Bam, solo that. This is the way it sounded like at first. And I added a snare roll at the end. I just put some down here. At first, it was without these sounds right here. It sounded like this first. Oh, it's supposed to be muted. Never mind. But yeah, I don't know why that's doing that. But yeah, so at first it was just these, and then I added these bottom notes right here, just to give it space. And it's pretty simple. It doesn't sound too good, but with everything together, it sounded pretty dope, and I fucked with it. So next, I added this regular rim bounce, like a rim, you know, the regular bounce thing that you always hear in every trap. Added some EQ and reverb. This is without the EQ. Very flat, no space on it, so I added that. Next I added was this open hat to land on every other clap. Put it together like that. Added some reverb on it. Again, EQ'd. That's the way that sounded like. And all together again, just gives you that MexikoDro vibe. Typical crash. And then let's just go with the 808. The 808 follows the kick, or the kick follows the 808 the whole song through. And for the 808, I follow the key of the song, and the 808 is in the C scale. I use a Zaytoven 808, and here it's tuned, but I didn't like the way that sounded, so I bring the 808 on a higher octave because down low it doesn't sound good. I didn't want to start there. I actually wanted to have a lower octave when, you know, it changes up right here when it gives some variance. So that's the way the 808 sounds. So for the second half, I wanted it to give a little more bounce at the end, you know, make it knock, and like I said, give the 808 some room like I always do, so when you hear it with the kick, it's not, you know, clashing all the time. And yeah, that's about it. This is playing with the kick together. All I did was I added the I lowered down the volume for the kick, and yeah, that's about it. Last but not least, obviously, what's MexikoDro type beat without the plugs, and this is the way it sounds like dry.
Plugs.
Added some reverb, EQ'd it.
Plugs.
Got that, and all together, you got this.
Plugs.
So yeah, so that's pretty much the beat. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, so if you guys liked it, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll be shooting more videos in the future. Alright guys, peace.